I think over the years there's been a feeling that the best rowers have perhaps gone into the women's pair and the double sculls as well, but that now seems to be a thing of the past. This is a really strong unit. And how together have you been over the last few months?
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, we have a very strong team. Every single heavyweight woman in the team has medalled, and that is just something outstanding. I think there's probably no other team in the world that can boast that. And, you know, the women that sit beside me are 8 and a little one, very strong, determined, focused women, and I think that's why we've come out on top. And the same goes absolutely for Helen, Heather, and Catherine and Vicky. You know, we have a very strong team, and that's why we're delivering the results.
Yes. And you have made, as I say, history here, and we've got Zoe and Mel on this side as well. We've got 2 Zoes, which is always reassuring, I have to say, sitting on a sofa. What about this Zoe here? I think for people who don't row, and they see you out there with the oar, and you're going for it, what role does the Cox play, and how significant was her contribution on the day in that race?
Absolutely. Zoe kept us in the race when we were last at halfway. I don't think any of us actually really realised that, apart from possibly me, because I couldn't see anybody at all sitting at the front of the boat. But Zoe kept really cool, calm, collected, and just called our race, called our processes, our patterns. And yeah, it really sort of pulled us into that silver medal position. It was our physicality, but her words and her motivation entirely.
And Mel, looking back on that race, the Americans, for them, that's their race. They absolutely stack that boat with their best athletes, and you got close to them this time, and it's a real dominance of that nation in this event back to what, 2006?
Yeah. Yeah, I think, I mean, as a group we were very careful not to put them on too much of a pedestal. They've obviously got this huge history and they've not lost a race in a long time, but they are just women just like us, and I'm sure that they trained just as hard as us, and I'm sure that they were just as nervous as us yesterday morning. So we just kind of tried to humanise them as much as possible and just see them as like just other girls sat next to us at the start line, really.
And now we talk about the future. Jess, the future. Tokyo 2020. I'm going to put this one on you. Go on then.
Oh, no.
What happens now? And how quickly do you find out whether you will all stay together, or in Fran's case, getting to that one, but what happens about the personnel from here on in?
Well, in rowing, it's very much so a 4-year project, and it's we go through Olympiads, and probably for quite a few of us, this might be our last one. Me and Katie have been to 3 now together, so to kind of finish here with it, silver's great. I think some of the girls will be carrying on and rocking it to 2020. But I think we'll have a great week now, sit down and do a bit of debriefing and reviewing, and we'll probably go our separate ways, but we're going to always have reunion rows in this aid, I'm sure, now forevermore.
You make a very good point, because Katie, obviously you were in the last 2 boats at the last 2 Olympics, and has this medal been an awfully long time coming from your perspective as well?
Yeah, I mean, that's the first thing that David Tanner, our team manager, said to me at the end of the race, which just made me cry straight away, was, you know, it's been a long time, and I think it you know, for us, Jess and I, who were in the 8 in Beijing, we struggled with illness, the night before the final, and it was so, you know, it was so kind of heartbreaking to have had that. But I think we both knew that that was something that was going to be there for us in the third 500, you know, that nobody else had. So, yeah, a strength. Strength,
a lot of it, exactly. And Olivia, I just want to ask about the celebrations of the last few hours. Are you allowed to give me any clue? And I'm sorry, I've picked on you on this one, but you look the most, well, quiet at the moment.
She's always fresh-faced.
Fresh-faced.
It's glorious.
Yesterday, everyone talked about me, the one of the crew that would actually like the lion, and I don't feel like I've had my maximal capacity of sleep for the night. But no, last night was fun. We all went to the British House together and met our families there and celebrated with everybody. And we haven't even had enough time yet to like go back to the hotel and like have a look at our phones and celebrate with everybody at home yet. But that's all to come. And I'm sure there'll be many nights of it this week.
Well, we'll
pace ourselves.
Oh, pace yourself, definitely. And you deserve it, because I know an awful lot of people watching rowing see the sheer pain that rowers go through towards the end. And I know I'm not going to ask you to describe this, but Karen, there must be a point where you think that clearly the pain is worth it, but when people see that naked pain, what would attract them to rowing at this point?
I don't even know. I don't even know why we row. No, I think afterwards the feeling that you get, because it is so painful, and because you've completed it and you've done well, and or even if you've not done well, just that feeling afterwards that you just feel really good, and I think that's kind of what attracts us to it. But yeah, it was quite a painful, for me it was a painful race yesterday. I think I was finding it quite hard to celebrate.
After the pain comes the pleasure, and you deserve an awful lot of good times ahead. Ladies, thank you very much for an historic breakthrough in women's rowing. Wonderful, OK. And in the men's 8, well, we hadn't had a gold medal for 16 years. That was about to change yesterday as well.